What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Game Boy, and this system I had after the Game Gear. It's a great system. I really enjoy it. I love collecting for it. The games these days are super cheap. I would definitely recommend picking up as many games as you can if you can afford it now, because all video games have been going up in price over the last like 3 or 4 years. It's ridiculous. So this system's still cheap. And if you hear of any games that you might like, I would go out and pick them up, because I think they're only going to stay this cheap for a short period of time. So anyway, guys, let's get started. First game I'm going to talk about is a game that kind of got me into the Game Boy, and that was Pokemon. I went to Funko Land, and this box is what I picked up, and I bought it used. I think it was $12.99. And I took it home. I didn't really know what to expect, but I heard a lot of people talking about these Pokemon games for the system, and I absolutely loved it. It got me more into RPGs than I ever was, and it got me into the Pokemon series. And then I obviously had to go out and get the other two games, and so I had all the 3 games for the original Game Boy, and I would recommend them all. And then this is my original Game Boy, and I really like what they did later in the life span. And Nintendo always does this, where they try and prolong the life, especially at the end of the system, by putting out like weird versions of it. And this is like the Play It Loud series, and so they had different colored Game Boys, and I just love the packaging, and it came in this really hard case. So I just love that about Nintendo. Even though people say they're just trying to make money, I like those weird versions. They obviously also put out weird contraptions for the handheld system. This is the Handy Boy. It has speakers on the side, a magnifying glass. It's crazy. It came with a joystick and stuff like that. So it's really a weird add-on, but I like add-ons like that, because when I was a kid, my mom always bought me like protective cases for my games like this. And then she also bought me kind of like weird trappings like that to like make the actual handheld system cooler for me, and I actually appreciated it, and I still have all my like attachments to my Game Gear and my Game Boy, so it's really neat. Anyway, guys, I have a lot of games here, so I'm gonna go quickly. I might not even talk about each one, but I'll try my best. I have 2 games, Donkey Kong and then Home Alone, which I played a ton of in class. And both those games are really good. I like Home Alone. They say the Sega Genesis version is the best version of Home Alone. I disagree. I think this one and then the one for the computer are the best. And you can get it on DOSBox or whatever now, the Home Alone version. If you've never played that one, it's kind of like hard to find, but if you can download it and play it, it's fantastic. But anyway, I'm talking about Game Boy games now. So Home Alone's a great game for the system. Solomon's Club. This is a great little puzzler. Super Pro-Am, fantastic racer for the, like top-down perspective racer for the Game Boy. Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 2. Zelda Link's Awakening, fantastic game. This is another game that when I originally bought it, this was one of those games that I played a ton of in school. I love the Smurfs, and there's not a lot of good Smurf games out there. This isn't one of them, but it's not that bad. A lot of the Smurf games are challenging, and that game's not quite as challenging, so that's kind of why I like it. Super Mario Land, Pac-Man. So you got Mega Man. Now this game was very challenging. The other ones, 2, 3, 4, they got a little easier, but this game is just so ridiculously hard. When I was a kid, I couldn't believe how hard it was. I couldn't get through any of the levels. Mystical Ninja. Now as I'm going through these games, I like this game. I never knew that there was a Mystical Ninja game for the Game Boy. It's crazy how much love they gave to the Game Boy throughout its lifespan. Super Mario Land 2. What a fantastic game. Love this game. This is my favorite Mario game on the system. Batman. Final Fantasy Legend 2. Great RPG. Samurai Showdown. Decent little fighter. And if you can hear that music in the background, it's DuckTales. And this is probably my favorite game on the system. I don't know. It's a great game. Here's another one, like, I never knew this existed. Adventure Island 2 on the system. Same thing with this until recently. I mean, I probably got this like 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember. But Gargoyle's Quest, wow, great game. There was a couple Ninja Turtle games on the system. Follow Foot Clan, great game, very easy, but I love it. Repetitive but rewarding. And this was the system seller of system sellers. This came with like every Game Boy. Tetris, what a great game, great version of it. Mega Man 2, Double Dragon 2, Bubble Ghost, fun little puzzle game. I love Disney Capcom games. Little Mermaid, Batman: Return of the Joker, DuckTales 2, Kirby's Pinball, good pinball game. This is a game that has to be in everybody's collection. Metroid 2, has to be. One of the best, if not the best. I mean, I wouldn't consider it the best, but everyone says this is the best game on the Game Boy. Another game that I had when I was little is Dr. Mario, and I remember playing this a ton. Here's a game I never knew existed until recently, Kid Icarus on the Game Boy. Aladdin. Here's the Donkey Kong game that I played a ton of when I was little. Ton. And I love it. I love it. I think that's why I bought the arcade cabinet. Because I loved it as a kid and I love it now. This is Boomer's Adventure, Asmic World. Mickey's Dangerous Chase, very good game, kind of a hidden gem on the Game Boy. Donkey Kong Land 3. I don't like this game that much. When you've played the games on the SNES and then you come to this, it's hard to stomach. it's tough. Here's a game that I recently discovered. I had it in my collection when I was a kid, and I remember playing it and hating it. And coming back to it now, I actually really enjoy this game. And so, Fortress of Fear is it's a great game, and it is super common, so you can get that easily. Paperboy, love this game on the Game Boy and on the NES. Operation C, my favorite Contra game on the Game Boy. The Alien Wars, Contra the Alien Wars. I like the other one better, but this game's great too. Another Trolls game, Back from the Sewers. Mega Man 3. I think only one of the Mega Mans is expensive. Probably 5, right? So I would recommend picking up as many Mega Man games now as you can. This is Dragon Warrior 1 and 2, like exact ports of the NES version, or it's not even a port then, but the exact same game. The original Kirby's Dream Land, must have. Castlevania Adventure should have been maybe in my Halloween game or video that I just released. Okay, and here's some junk games: Alien 3, Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, NBA Jam. Oh, this one's not really a bad game. Warrior Blast, Deadly and Opus, LGN Classic, The Amazing Spider-Man. I was just kidding. But anyway, guys, that's my collection. I hope you enjoy the video. And start collecting for the Game Boy, guys. It's cheap. Till next time.